Welcome to Collecting Chaos. My name is James, and today we're going to talk about things that you might want to use when you're dry cleaning a comic. I showed a whole bunch of stuff in the intro, but there's more that I couldn't find for some reason. Now, we're going to kick it off with these. Eraser caps, high polymer eraser caps, click erasers, and full-size high polymer erasers. These are the basic things that I use when I'm dry cleaning, but they're not the only thing I use. There's a thinner click eraser that you can get. I don't have any right now. I've been meaning to go and pick some up, but it's a 30-mile drive to where I need to go to get them, unless I want to order them online, and I don't really want to do that. So, yeah. I'll have to go down there eventually anyway. So that's the main thing. And everybody pretty much knows to use erasers. Now this eraser, this is an art gum eraser, but it's not a kneaded eraser. Kneaded erasers are also good to use. I don't have one right now. That's another thing on my list to pick up. The one that I had was just so dirty I finally just threw it away. And what I do with this is I run it over a grater, like a cheese grater or a vegetable grater. Unfortunately, I have like four graters and I can't find any of them, so I couldn't show that. But the idea is to get crumbs off of this so that you can use those on the cover of a comic, or an album cover, or the card backing for a toy. You can use them for a lot of things. The other thing you can get, which I also don't have, is a powdered. It's like a powdered eraser, but it's like a little bag, and you shake it, and eraser crumbs comes out, and then you can rub them in. I'm going to get some of those, get that eventually too. I've just been a little lazy on ordering things. Getting too many comics, I guess. Now, I showed this parchment paper, and the reason I showed the parchment paper is you can use this or you can use silicone release paper. Either one is fine. I showed this because I had it handy. The silicone release paper is in the other room, and I don't have the box for it anymore. Actually, this is the one that goes in my kitchen. And I use that whenever I use this, or this, or this. Now you notice I have 3 different irons here, and this is a travel iron. I use this to warm the paper up, which kind of relaxes the paper and makes it a little easier to erase gently. Same thing with this. Sometimes I'll use this, and of course this I use also sometimes. You can also use all 3 of them to heat a sticker to remove the sticker, which is part of dry cleaning also. So that's the next thing. Dry cleaning sponge. These were originally made to remove soot from walls after a fire, but they work to remove dirt and dust from comics also. Now there's 2 different types I have here. I have one that's kind of thick and one with thick holes in it, and one with thin holes in it. Both of them are good. You use these gently. It helps to remove dirt off of a comic. People generally cut these. You can get them made by other companies. I buy the Sponge Coke because they're cheap. Excuse me, they're inexpensive. They're just as good a quality as any other brand. It's vulcanized rubber. And I think that's everything. No. Gee, I wonder what I use that for. Yeah, brushing the crumbs off. But I also use cotton rounds for the same thing. If I'm doing a small area and I just want to get them out of that one area, I'll use that. If I'm doing a large area, then I use the brush. And I always brush it off of the table. Makes a mess on the floor, but that's what they created vacuums for, I think. I have one more thing here. My chicken soup mug. You'll never guess what I use this for. When I can find my grater, I stick the grater in there and then I grate down on the on it with the eraser to get the crumbs in one place, and then I can just sprinkle them out onto the comic or whatever. I think that's all I have to show you today. I will, in the not too distant future, do a video showing how to use each one of these or how I use each one of these. Now, I do remember seeing a video that says you should never use an iron on your comic, which came as a real stunner to me, because I've been using irons on comics since the 70s. Yeah. Over 60 years. I've used them to remove the spine roll from a comic. I've been doing that for 60 some odd years, never had a problem. Another thing is I've had someone tell me, oh, you can't use dish soap on a comic. I'm sorry, I've been doing that for 70 or for 60 some years. I've never ruined a comic off of it yet, except unless I rub too hard. Just a little tiny bit, used gently with a cotton round, and it works. So that's going to be it for this video. Hope I taught you something you didn't know, or at least exposed you some tools that you may or may not be already using. And like I said, possibly the next video I do will actually be showing you how I use some of these items. So we'll see you then. Have yourself a great time and a great week, and I'll see you tomorrow night on Coffee with Chaos. Bye.